All right. So what's the game plan? How are we coming up with these things? Well, here's your game plan. Stick to the script. Take a picture of this. Write this down. Put this on your whiteboard. Put this on your chalkboard. Put this in your car. Put this on post-it notes somewhere, right? These are the things you ask yourself before you enter an options position, right? Number one, has stock price fallen? Please always look at that because that means that there's room for growth to the upside. So has the stock price fallen? Have the call and option price fallen? That's important too, right? When we're looking at the charts, and Thursday we're going to go over that in detail so you can see what that looks like. We're always looking for depreciating assets, right? The bid and the ask are important, and we want to make sure that they are depreciating because we can catch it at a time. That's great for us because the positive upside for strong companies are highly likely. Now, are we going to use time as a strategy? 100%. If you looked at most of those calls, they're out to 26 or they're out to 27. In fact, by the end of this year, majority of the calls in the portfolio will be into 27, right? That's how we're going to reset this thing. The 2025 calls that y'all saw earlier, those were purchased probably in 2023 or if not late 2022. And that's how we're doing. We're rinse and repeating. All right. So what are the calculations? We want to make sure that the stock depreciation threshold is 20 to 30%. That's just for the stock. We want to make sure that option depreciation threshold is 30 to 40%. So again, depreciating assets from strong companies, catalyst events can start that. We like when those things happen. And then this is important. Make sure you keep reserves because there's going to be opportunities that are going to present themselves throughout the year and definitely throughout the summer, right? The NASDAQ hit an all-time high today. It will pull back. The S&P hit its all-time high. It will pull back. These indexes will pull back. We got to make sure that we have reserves in order to maximize on those opportunities. All right. So what are we looking for? This is interesting, right? Because this is actually from my April class. The same thing is happening this week, right? We're looking for catalyst events. So what's a catalyst event? Our earnings report. We know TSM is going to report on Thursday. ASML is going to report on Wednesday. Netflix is going to report tomorrow. Those are catalyst events. We're going to see movement either to the positive side or negative side. Rarely do we see stocks stay still, right? Because they're going to talk about future guidance. We're going to allude to some of the things that Netflix is looking at or they're facing this quarter. We talked about live events being part of their strategy. We talked about how they're going to be moving into the sports field. I know they got the big fight in September. So you're starting to see Netflix move into a way where it's becoming clear that they are the dominant streaming service in the sector, and that's going to continue. All right. So the next thing is product announcements, and we're going to be on the lookout for those things. Let us show you changes, tariffs that's still affecting us, and we'll see what happens on August 1st. And then laws and mergers, lawsuits, mergers, and acquisitions. And obviously, we talked about Intel and all their troubles. We'll see. Last time we were speaking, it was TSM. It could be AMD, but these are things that can move sector. These are things that can move in equity. And so this Thursday, here's what we're going to do. This Thursday, pull up on us, 7 o'clock. Not only are we going to go into details, but I'm giving away our next 3 calls. Our next 3 positions are going to be revealed this Thursday. I'm excited about it. We've already seen what growth looks like in this space. The only thing that's missing is y'all. So make sure y'all pull up this Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to make some money. We're going to change our lives. We're going to change our community. We're going to change our portfolios. Stay low. Keep firing. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Love is love, y'all.
Okay. Options presentation completed.
Every now and then, you got to remind people just how this thing could really go with time on your side, with the right formula. And when we say stay low and keep firing, we really mean that. Like, we're going to stay low, we're going to execute at a high level, and we're going to execute with precision. So sometimes you just got to remind people. That's all.
Vitally important. And I would say if you took any of those options, because we have the options class for EY University. So if you take any of those options, like especially like around that April, you're probably up in your positions because everything went up.
Not even probably.
Timing is very important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Timing is very important. What option, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned from an option call in the last year?
Oh, man, it's always time. And it's one of those leading factors that we talk about that we can't replicate, right? And we have no say in that, right? So if we're in a position I'm always looking at how far can we go out in terms of our duration, right? So where my strike is, plus where my expiration date is always going to work in an expedited fashion, right? So I'm saying to myself, if I'm looking at the depreciation at 20% for the actual stock, if I'm looking at 40% for the actual option call, how far can I go out to watch that appreciation? So a couple of examples that we showed in April, look at the payoff now.
Home run, yo.
Trust me,
Just listen.
we're not done though. We got a few more, especially in the summer months and how tech is moving right now. This is a big start of the second quarter earnings. We're going to start seeing some of the reports. This is a good time. This is a good time, y'all.
So if you're just new to this program, we have, when I say we, EYL University. So EYL University is our community offline. Troy does monthly options classes. It's options community of sorts. And we have an app called EYL University app in the app stores for all people that's in EYL University. And they discuss option trades and stuff all day. So he teaches his class once a month and he goes over all of his theories, what he's looking at. And then he actually even goes over like the different calls that he's looking at, price points and all that stuff. Like, it's literally probably the easiest option community that you can ever be involved in. Long-term leaps. So that's more safe than actually, it's not like day trading. So, all right. The point of options is that you can accelerate your portfolio with more leverage than your long-term. You have to maintain a majority of your portfolio in long-term buy and holds.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to allocate a percentage of it to option trading, then that could potentially give you more leverage. So what I mean by more leverage is like, okay, if a stock goes up from 50 to 100, then that's 100% gain, right? But in the options world, that can be 1,000% rate of return. So you have more leverage. Obviously, you're going to be able to make more money if things go right with shorter amounts of money. That's why you put smaller amounts in on your portfolio. That's a responsible thing to do, but you can still make the same amount potentially than if you would have had it in a long term, but you got to sometimes couple it with the long term, have it both.
Yeah.
So all that's being said, if you're interested in learning about options and you're interested about growing your portfolio even quicker than it currently is, options is a great way to do that. Troy's teaching his next options class this Thursday.
This Thursday. Yep.
At 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
At 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And this is the last time we're going to do this for this year. We're doing an EYL University sale, and we're doing it for 24 hours, one day. It's Market Mondays, code Market Mondays. You can go to EYLUniversity.com, enter code Market Mondays at checkout, 50% off. 50% off.
Production meeting.
50% off, 24 hours. You are added to EYL University. You get the home buyers blueprint. You get the monthly calls. You get, I actually teach a class also about different business strategies. You get added to the communities. We have regional groups. We have crypto classes. We have everything. But for this conversation, for the sake of this conversation, you will be part of the options community. The next class is on Thursday. It's literally as easy as it could possibly be. I don't know how else more easy it can actually be made for you. Gives you the whole blueprint and actually the trades in real time also. It's up to you to if you want to take part in it or not. So yeah, EYL University, EYLUniversity.com, enter code Market Mondays at checkout, 24 hours, 50% off sale.
Yeah.
Remember in 2023 when we all got on a call and oh boy said the option call was too expensive and then it went up 3,000%.
Yeah, we're not gonna forget that call. That was actually an NVIDIA call, which at the time was at $174. This is pre-split. It went up to, I think we had a 205 call. We were doing a class, and he's like, "Yeah, that's an expensive call." And that call, like you said, went up 3,000%. But to what Shadi was saying, we turned an option call into a long-term hold, right? So it went up so much, the value increased that we actually exercised that contract, got 2,000 shares, And now those shares have grown, right? So at the time it was 207, which was split, which cuts it down to 20 or $220.70. That is now going up to $168, right? So that all that equity on the way is now a long-term hold. So we're gonna go over that. Plus, I'm going to give our next 3 plays. I'm gonna do that Thursday. So y'all know how this works. If you've been in EY University, we're gonna break it down to a granular state where you're going to figure out why I'm looking at this position, what are the determining factors, what does the future look like for them in terms of innovation, is in their space, and the pros and cons. And we strike with precision, man. And so y'all saw the results already. So if y'all want to join that, make sure y'all there Thursday at 7. We're going crazy.